Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
New for you at noon, a Bemidji, Minnesota man is being held in jail after the death of a 2-year-old child. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Stanwood. Police were called to a home on Lake Avenue Sunday afternoon on a report of a child not breathing. When officers arrived, they found the body of a dead 2-year-old girl. Investigators arrested Nathan Jackson of Bemidji for second-degree murder and manslaughter. The body of the child has been sent to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy. The case remains under investigation. We are following a developing story as Fargo police search for 2 men in connection to an overnight robbery at a South Fargo gas station. It happened around 2 this morning at the Loaf and Jug on 18th Street South. The 2 men entered the gas station wearing a cloth over their faces and dark clothing. Now, no one was hurt, but the men did get away with money. Police used a canine tracking team to search for them, but were not able to find any leads. If you have any information, you are asked to call Fargo Police. A Grand Forks woman is in the hospital after she hit a light pole, sign, and fire hydrant. It happened just before 6:30 this morning when Tamara Jetrude was driving south down Washington Street when her car crossed into the northbound lanes and went off the road. That's when police say Jetrude's car struck a street light, went across 8th Avenue South, and then into a business parking lot where she hit a business sign and eventually ended up resting on top of a fire hydrant. Jetrude was brought to All True Hospital, and as of now, no one has been ticketed, but the crash is still under investigation. And we have the funeral details for a Fergus Falls man allegedly shot in his sleep by his son a week ago today. Visitation for 56-year-old Rick DeFeel will take place at the Olson Funeral Home in Fergus Falls today from 5 to 7, with a funeral service tomorrow at the First Church of the Nazarene in Fergus Falls. 29-year-old Dustin DeFeel is charged with second-degree murder in his father's death, with bond set at $1 million. Court documents say Dustin went to his parents' home and asked to do his laundry. His mother was in the bathroom when she says she heard a loud pop. That's before hiding and calling 911. Rick DeFeel was found lying in a bed with a gunshot wound to his head. And it's another nice day. How warm will it get? Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
Nice day with lots of sunshine across the area. Just a few high clouds streaming through from time to time, and temperatures have already warmed into the 60s and 70s, and we're going to top out in the 70s and 80s before the afternoon is over. 73 right now in Fargo, also 73 in Wahpeton, 70 in Grand Forks, 66 Roseau, Thief River Falls, Bemidji, Wadena, and Detroit Lakes. Winds out of the south and southeast, primarily around 5 to 15 miles per hour, with a few occasional stronger gusts. And those are the types of winds we'll see not only today, but right on through tomorrow. Clouds, again, just a few high clouds from time to time. Some thicker clouds off towards the north, right along the Canadian border. And underneath those clouds, we have seen a few showers, some sprinkles, and some of those may make their way into the far northern portions of the valley, but not going to amount to very much at all. And in fact, they may fall apart in the next little while. As we head through the next several days, today warm, tomorrow even warmer. Could see some overnight storms tonight, especially in the far southern valley, and that may linger into tomorrow morning, but most of tomorrow looks pretty nice, but more storm chance to talk about as we head through the weekend. And we'll detail that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Robert. Hillary Clinton is claiming the Democratic nomination and a bit of history, while Bernie Sanders mulls his options and Donald Trump tries to stay on message. Craig Boswell is at the White House with more details.
Hillary Clinton picked up wins in 4 of the 6 states that voted Tuesday and broke barriers in the process.
First time in our nation's history that a woman will be a major party's nominee for president of the United States.
In an emotional speech, she remembered her mother, Dorothy Rodham, who was born the day the 19th Amendment was ratified, giving women the right to vote. She then turned her sights to Donald Trump.
When he says, "Let's make America great again," that is code for let's take America backwards.
Bernie Sanders roused his supporters with promises to fight on.
We take our fight for social, economic, racial, and environmental justice to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
But Sanders is flying home to Vermont today, where he says he'll assess the situation. He has a meeting with President Obama at the White House tomorrow to talk about how to advance the agenda he's pushed throughout the campaign.
Hello.
Donald Trump delivered a more subdued primary night speech, complete with a teleprompter.
I will never, ever let you down.
Trump is still taking heat for questioning a federal judge's ability to preside over a lawsuit against Trump University because of the judge's Mexican heritage, something even House Speaker Paul Ryan denounced as racist. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
U.S. District Court Judge Gonzalo Curiel, who was born in Indiana, has been a schedule for hearings in 2 class action lawsuits alleging that Donald Trump and Trump University committed consumer fraud and other corrupt practices. The hearings will take place during the Republican National Convention in July. 1 week after a deadly crash involving one of its planes, the Blue Angels have canceled 2 of its upcoming shows. On June 2nd, Captain Jeff Cuss died when his FA-18 crashed just after takeoff while practicing for an upcoming air show. Now, the Navy says the team is in operational pause with its 2016 air show season following the crash, and that means the team will not perform at air shows later this month in Syracuse, New York, and Dayton, Ohio. No word yet if the team plans to cancel additional shows in the 2016 season. A Minnesota nurse who survived a 100-foot fall while hiking in Arizona is finally out of the hospital. Amber Kornhorst was transferred to the Mayo Clinic's St. Mary's campus. She was released yesterday and will now recover at home in Wisconsin with her family. She has been at St. Mary's Hospital receiving treatment following a surgery in Utah. She says her doctors were very happy with her progress, but says she has a unique sacrum fracture that her recovery will be slow. Being a nurse, Amber tells us she knows that she will have to have patience while she recovers.
I'm excited to go home. I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, it'll be my first time out of the hospital. But my surgeons have told me with my nursing background, Amber, just be careful, you know what you can and can't do, and that's true.
Doctors say she has about 10 weeks of minimal walking ahead of her. And still ahead,